Critical path and float. Not just in Primavera, but generally critical path and float are very important concepts in project management. As a project manager, one needs to have a very good understanding on the critical path and float. So this will be helpful in the activity scheduling, and if there is a constraint, if an activity needs to finish by a certain date, then appropriate action needs to be taken by the project manager. So let's jump into this. So to understand the float, first we need to understand what is a forward pass and the backward pass. The forward pass calculates each activity the early start date. The early start date of an activity can start and finish once its predecessor relationship are satisfied, which means after the predecessor activity has been completed, this activity can start at the earliest point of time. And again, the calculation begins with the activity without the predecessor. So which means the first activity is what you need to look at when you're calculating the forward pass. And this is the calculation. So early start plus the duration minus 1 is early finish. This picture will give you an idea. So we have three activity A, B and C. A is of duration 5, B is of 10 and C is of 15. So now to calculate the early start, as per the formula, early start plus the duration minus 1, so that is the early finish as far as A is concerned. And as far as B is concerned, 1 plus the duration 10, so 11 minus 1, 10. Now activity C has a dependency on A and B. Unless A and B completes, C cannot start. So which means B completes on day 10. So naturally early start of C can happen only on the 11th day. So 11 plus 15, so which is 26, minus 1, which is 25. So this is as far as the early start. And as far as the forward pass is concerned. Now let us look at the backward pass. Backward pass, actually if you look at it, the calculation begins with the activity of the latest early finish date without the successor. This is an important point. So which means for calculating the backward pass, you need to start off with the last activity of the project. So that is important. And again, late finish minus the duration plus 1 equal to the late start. So this is again the from a calculation perspective. So if we get into the example, you'll understand better. So here is the backward pass. We have to start it from the back side, I mean the last activity, and which is, so we already have calculated the early finish, which is 25. So we have to start with 25. 25, again if you look at the late finish minus the duration, so 25 my duration is 15, so plus 1, so that means 10 plus 1 is 11. That is the late start. And similarly for this activity, that is A as well as B, it can start only on the 10th day. So 10, look at the formula, late finish minus the duration plus 1. So that is the late start is here, it is 6, whereas here it will be 1. So that is as far as the backward pass. Now one can easily infer, one is that critical path one can infer, the other one is the total slack. So the total slack, if you look at it for activity B, it completes both the ways, that is late finish and early finish, completes on 10, and you start on C activity on the 11th day. Whereas here, if you look at it, early finish minus the late finish, or the late start minus the early start, there is 5 days of slack here, meaning while in case of B you cannot delay, because if it is going to delay by a day, then activity C has to be pushed. If it is going to complete only on the 11th day due to some unavoidable situation, then activity C can only start on the 12th day. Whereas here, if you look at it, there is a slack of 5 days. So you can delay the start of A by 5 days. Even if it is going to complete on day 6, day 7, day 8, it doesn't matter, because even if it is completing on day 8 also, the activity C will start only on day 11. So you are still comfortable, you don't need to push the activity C. So basically this will be the critical path. Any delays will impact the entire project. Any delays, so we need to focus on the critical path. So total slack, I've already told it is late date by early date. So anything, you can go either way. Either you can go by late start minus early start, or late finish minus early finish. Both will yield the same result of 5 here, whereas in case of critical path it will be 0. In both the cases, critical path, the slack is supposed to be 0. So again, as we discussed, this is the critical path picture. And one more thing is on the positive float. In case of see, in this task there is a positive float. There's a positive float is here. 5 days is a positive float, because you can delay activity A to start even at a later point of time, and maybe the resources in A can be used in B in case of any challenges. Maybe if you want, the project manager can delay it by a couple of days. There won't be any issues as far as A is concerned. But B, if there is going to be delay, then there is going to be challenges. So that is the positive float. As far as A is concerned, there's a positive float of 5 days, and 0 float. As far as critical path, there is absolutely no float, so 0 float. There is another concept of negative float. Negative floats happens when particularly, see, instead of some urgency, we have here the project starts on day 1 and ends on day 25. But if it so happens the client or the customer or any of the stakeholders wants to have it, wants the project to be completed on day 23, then there is a challenge. There is a serious challenge, because ideally what you need to do is, you need to do fast tracking or concept of crashing the schedule. Maybe you need to have some kind of a parallel activity or have additional resources involved. So in that case, you can complete it by on the 23rd. So which means, yeah, you can see that more clearly in the Primavera product itself. So whenever we set the finish date, the constraint of finish date, customer or anyone, the stakeholder may say that no, the project needs to be completed on 20, instead of 25 days, it needs to complete on 20th day. You'll see the Primavera calculates the negative floats. So in the next presentation, we will see how this is done in Primavera. Thank you.